And Carlin Purcell is here to help us understand what it is and how we can adopt more sustainable buying habits. Now, Car, this is huge right now. I'm seeing it all over social media. Why don't we start with you explaining just what conscious consumerism is?
Yes, conscious consumerism is the buying practices driven by a commitment to making purchases that have a positive social, economic, and environmental impact, Tracy. It's all about being conscious about our buying habits. And conscious consumers care about how the product is made, the product story, the history behind it. What are the values of the brand? And all of these are putting in questions conscious consumers ask themselves. And honestly, Tracy, it's questions that all of us should be asking ourselves every time we make a purchase.
For my Tracy Moore Designed by Frida's line, it's like I knew everyone that created that clothing, worked in Toronto, had vacation, had health care.
Yes.
All of these things are important, and it's manufactured here, so there isn't a huge
Yes.
carbon footprint. These are the things we're talking about, and I think a lot of us do not
Yeah.
realize how the choices we make today can affect our tomorrow, right?
Absolutely. And it's so important for us to understand the impact of our current day purchase on the future of the world. And conscious buying is imperative for our future in relation to climate change and sustainability. And making that change can have an impact on pollution, on waste, on mass consumption and production as well. And we can all play a role in raising awareness in our buying habits and the impact on the environment, especially when we look at fast fashion, Tracy. For me, I was really shocked to find out that 95% of the clothes can be reused again. It can either be recycled or we can also share it within our circles as well. So really think about the impact of our buying habits and on our day-to-day lives as well.
Absolutely. So part of what we need to do and part of what you want to talk about is building new buying patterns. So not going by what we usually consider when we shop, but maybe going by new rules, right?
Absolutely. New rules. And usually sometimes the biggest consideration, is accessibility and also quality, as sustainable items are often seen to be more expensive. And I see a quick way for us to make that, conscious in our reality or to keep it on top of mind is to bring yourself close to the story. Like, for example, for me, just learning how much clothes is wasted every day really get me to think twice, Tracy, before I click that button for that fast fashion, right? So thinking about what's going to waste, right? And also thinking about the urgency of it. Carlin, do you really need that top today? Is it important? So there's an urgency that we have in our culture, and we all contribute, towards that urgency, right? So thinking about the urgency, and you don't need to be an Amazon Prime right now. Think about buying more sustainable. Think about your neighborhood clothing designer. Thinking about your designs, Tracy, that is done locally in Canada. That is having a positive impact on our environment. So removing the urgency and paying more attention. We need to move beyond this and to be more intentional with our purchases.
Now, you've got great tips for how we can start to move beyond this, clicking the button and it's showing up the next day. What do you suggest for us?
This is where we have to think about getting a sustainable buddy or partner. For me, I have an accountability partner who can help me to set sustainable living goals. Cutting down on your impulse buying, planning your purchases, and ahead of time can also help you budget as well. So you can save that extra dollars for some of the brands that you might consider to be a little bit more expensive. Also thinking about who you follow on social media. And I don't know about you, T, but I follow, the trash walker. I am amazed and actually appalled to see how much goes into the trash every single day. And also take time to research the companies that you purchase from regularly and learn about the causes they support, learn about the sustainability effort and the social justice efforts. And even for this month, Tracy, this month is Black History Month. For me, the way I ensure that I'm always centering companies and organizations who further social justice is by wearing them. Like the This is from a Black designer called Seaway Design. This is from a Black designer called Benny Boo Design. So really think about how can you make purchasing from Black designers and Black artists. Think about the art, things you can put in your home, not just books. So really expanding our circle and looking at our daily habits. For me, I stopped buying bottled water. But I noticed, Tracy, I had this habit of buying also sparkling water because I love having my sparkling water. But I noticed how many bottles I'm taking to the recycling bin every week. So I'm like, Carlin, you can do better here. So now I'm looking to invest in a soda machine. And for my clothing, we have this pre-loved gifting, suite that we do, where some of my pre-loved items, I actually write a love note to another young Black or a young lady of color, and I pass on some of my pre-loved outfits. And again, because I'm buying from designers such as yourself, Tracy, the quality is great. So there's a long story or joy routine that we can create when we pass on our clothing to those we love, and also encourage them to do the same as well. This way we can also create a culture of sustainable living as well.
And I haven't followed the Trash Walker, but I do follow Aja Barber, AJA Barber, and she is a Black influencer from the UK, and she's constantly showing you how she rewears her stuff. The sustainable fabrics they are. She gives you outfit ideas, even from her underwear and her bra, all the way. And I feel like it's really motivating, and we just need to see more people wear the same thing again and again and again, and that includes me. Wear your good stuff, buy the good stuff, invest, and wear it again and again and again. Car, really good tips. Thank you so much for leading the way.